Hashtag Galactic Command is stunned by humans' unannounced attacks. Hashtag Part 1. First contact gone wrong. Commander Alan Wright looked at the strange message on his screen again. He rubbed his tired eyes and took another sip of coffee. The message had appeared on all Earth Defense Fleet communication channels at once. No one knew how. This is Galactic Command. Human presence in Proxima Centauri violates Protected Sector 7. Remove all ships and people within 10 Earth days or face removal. LN called President Olivia Martinez right away. Within an hour, she had gathered Earth's top leaders in the crisis room under the White House. "We've never heard of any Galactic Command before," said President Martinez, her voice steady despite the tension in the room. "Our colony on Proxima has been there for 3 years. Why contact us now?" General Paul Harris cleared his throat. "The colony has just finished building the defense platform. Maybe that's what got their attention." The room grew quiet. Earth's first step into the stars had been the colony on Proxima, the closest planet outside our solar system, home to 5,000 brave people. "Families. We need to talk to them," said the president. "Send a message back. Tell them we come in peace and want to discuss this issue." For 3 days, Earth sent messages, friendly messages, scientific data, music, art. Everything humans thought might show they meant no harm. The only answer was the same warning, repeated every 6 hours. On the 4th day, long-range telescopes spotted the ships, 5 of them, each bigger than anything humans had built. They moved fast toward Proxima Centauri. "They're not slowing down," reported Captain Sofia Rodriguez from the defense platform orbiting Proxima. Her face on the video screen looked worried but determined. "Orders, sir." Commander Wright felt sick. 5,000 colonists, 30 defense crew, against unknown alien powers. "Do not fire first," ordered President Martinez. "Try to talk to them again. Show them we are peaceful." The aliens did not talk. The first beam of light hit the defense platform without warning. Half of it disappeared in a flash of fire and metal. The second shot took out the colony's space dock. "They're killing us," screamed Captain Rodriguez, her face now lit by emergency lights. Alarms blared in the background. "The colony is defenseless." Commander Wright watched helplessly from Earth as the feed showed alien ships surrounding the small human settlement. They were 17 light-years away. Even at the fastest speed, help would take 20 years to arrive. "Get as many people out as you can, Captain," he ordered, knowing it was almost hopeless. The feed cut out. 4 days later, a small scout ship appeared at the edge of the solar system. It was badly damaged, limping on failing engines. Inside was Lieutenant Sofia Rodriguez, the only survivor from the defense platform. She brought 2 things: a recording of the attack that killed 5,000 human colonists, and a data drive she had stolen from one of the alien ships during her escape. "They've been watching us," she told the silent room of Earth leaders. Her face was burned on one side, her arm in a makeshift sling. "For decades, maybe longer, the data shows observation posts all around our solar system." President Martinez stood up, her face hard as stone. "They could have talked to us at any time. Instead, they waited until we stepped out, then crushed us without a word." She turned to General Harris. "What are our options?" "Conventional?" "None," said the general. "Their tech is too advanced." But he looked at Commander Wright. Commander Wright nodded slowly. "It's time to contact Dr. Phillips. Project Shadowfall might be our only chance." "Do it," ordered the president. "And keep it completely secret. If these aliens have been watching us, they think they know what we're capable of." Her eyes narrowed. "Let's show them how wrong they are." As Lieutenant Rodriguez was taken to medical, she grabbed Commander Wright's arm with surprising strength. "They never expected me to escape," she whispered. "They never expected any resistance. They think we're weak." Commander Wright placed his hand over hers. "Then they've made their first mistake. and it will be their biggest. Galactic Command is stunned by humans' unannounced attacks. Part 2. The Hidden Strength. 3 days after the Proxima Centauri attack, Commander Alan Wright's helicopter landed at a remote airstrip in the Rocky Mountains. Cold wind whipped at his uniform as he stepped out. A woman in a plain black suit waited for him. "Dr. Phillips is expecting you," she said, leading him to an elevator hidden inside what looked like an old storage shed. The elevator dropped for almost 2 minutes. When the doors opened, Alan stared in disbelief at the massive underground facility. Hundreds of people worked at computer stations. Giant screens covered the walls. And in the center of the main room sat something impossible. A ship unlike anything built on Earth. Dr. Kevin Phillips walked toward him. He was younger than Alan expected, maybe 40, with tired eyes and rumpled clothes that suggested he hadn't slept in days. "Welcome to Project Shadowfall, Commander," said Dr. Phillips, shaking Alan's hand. "I wish it were under better circumstances." "What is this place?" asked Alan. "And how did you build a facility this size without anyone knowing?" Kevin smiled slightly. "We've had 50 years, and a good reason for secrecy." He led Alan toward the strange ship. It was small, maybe big enough for 8 people, with a sleek black surface that seemed to swallow light. In 1972, something crashed in the desert outside Roswell, New Mexico, explained Kevin. "Not the incident everyone knows about. A different one. It wasn't aliens. It was their technology. A drone. Sent to watch us." Alan stopped walking. "You're saying the Galactic Command has been spying on us since the 70s. Longer. Much longer. But that was the first time we caught them." Kevin tapped the side of the black ship. "We've been collecting their fallen technology ever since. Studying it. Copying it. Improving it." Alan circled the strange craft. "And this is the result." "One of 12, said Kevin. "We call them phantoms. They're faster than anything humans have built openly. But their real advantage is this." He pressed a button on a small remote. The ship disappeared, not with a flash or a fade. It simply wasn't there anymore. "Complete visual and sensor invisibility," Kevin said proudly. "We can see them. No one else can." Alan reached out. His hand touched solid metal where there appeared to be nothing. "My God," he whispered. "The aliens think we're still using rocket technology," said Kevin. "They have no idea what we've developed in secret, using their own technology against them." A door opened on the far side of the room. A tall man with dark skin and serious eyes entered, followed by 3 others: a woman with short blonde hair, a younger man with glasses, and a thin woman with long black hair tied back. "Commander Wright," said Kevin. "Meet Captain Darius Jackson and his team. Grace Norton, Engineering. William Carter, Tactics. Natalie Patel, Communications. The best pilots and specialists we have." Captain Jackson shook Alan's hand firmly. "We've been training on these ships for years, sir, waiting for the day we might need them." "That day is here," said Alan. He looked at the team, then at Dr. Phillips. "President Martinez has authorized an immediate response to the Proxima Centauri attack. But we need to be smart. We can't match their numbers or their known firepower." "We don't need to," said Captain Jackson. "We have something better than numbers. We have surprise." Grace Norton stepped forward. "We've been studying the data Lieutenant Rodriguez brought back. We've identified 7 key Galactic Command outposts near our solar system. They're communication hubs, sensor arrays, and supply depots." William Carter pointed to a large screen showing a map of nearby star systems. "They're expecting us to hide, to lick our wounds. They think they know exactly what human technology can do." "They're wrong," said Natalie Patel with a small smile. "And we're going to show them just how wrong they are." Commander Wright looked at the invisible ship, then at the determined faces around him. These people had prepared for this moment while the rest of humanity remained unaware. "How soon can you be ready?" he asked. Captain Jackson stood straighter. "We're ready now, sir. Just give the word." For the first time since the attack, Alan felt something other than dread. He felt hope. "Then prepare your teams, Captain," he ordered. "It's time to introduce ourselves to Galactic Command. Properly this time." Galactic Command is stunned by humans' unannounced attacks. Part 3. Operation Silent Strike. The 12 Phantom ships floated in the darkness of space, 5 million miles from Earth. To any normal sensors, they did not exist at all. Inside the lead ship, Captain Darius Jackson checked his team's readiness one final time. "All ships report ready, Captain," said Natalie Puddle from her communication station. Her voice was calm, but her fingers tapped nervously on the console. Darius nodded. "Send the final coordinates to all ships." Grace Norton looked up from her engineering station. "Jump drives charged and ready. All ships report green status." "This will work," said William Carter, almost to himself. "They have no idea what's coming." Darius touched the small screen on his wrist. The face of Commander Wright appeared. "We're ready, sir," reported Darius. Commander Wright's face was solemn. "You understand your orders, Captain. Hit all 7 targets simultaneously. Disable their communications and surveillance. No direct attacks on living quarters if possible." "Understood, sir. We're not like them." "Good hunting, Captain. Earth is counting on you." The screen went dark. Darius turned to his crew. "It's time," he said simply. "Jump in 60 seconds." On each of the 12 ships, crews made final preparations. Unlike normal human space travel, there would be no long journey. The alien jump drive technology they had copied allowed them to simply disappear from one point in space and appear at another instantly. 30 seconds, said Grace. William checked his weapon systems. Target data locked for Station Gamma 7. 10 seconds, counted Grace. Darius gripped his chair. For Earth. The stars outside the viewports stretched like rubber bands, then snapped out of existence. For a heartbeat, there was nothing but darkness. Then new stars appeared, and directly ahead floated a massive alien space station. Direct hit on coordinates, reported Grace. We're 5,000 miles from Gamma 7 station. They don't see us, said Natalie, monitoring the alien communications. No alerts, no change in their patterns. Darius smiled grimly. Let's introduce ourselves. 2 ships had jumped to each of the 7 Galactic Command outposts that surrounded human space. At each location, the same scene played out. The human ships approached undetected, gliding silently toward massive alien installations. At Station Gamma 7, Darius's ship positioned itself near the main power core. Target locked, said William, waiting for synchronized timing. All 12 ships were waiting for the exact same moment to strike. Across 17 light-years of space, their attacks would happen in the same second. 5, counted Grace. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. William fired, a pulse of energy, designed specifically to overload alien power systems, shot from the ship and struck the station's main reactor. Across the station, lights flickered and died. Emergency systems tried to activate, but failed as secondary pulses hit them. At the same moment, at 6 other locations, identical attacks unfolded. Communication relays, surveillance arrays, and defense platforms all went dark simultaneously. The aliens' response was chaos. Alarms blared. Ships scrambled without direction. Communications broke down as each outpost tried to report an attack they couldn't see or understand. Second phase, ordered Darius. His ship moved to the station's communication array. With precise shots, they disabled the long-range transmitters. They're blind and mute now, said Natalie, still monitoring the confused internal communications of the station. They can't call for help or warn the others. Incoming message from the Delta team, she added. Success at their target 2. And Echo team. All reporting success. Within 11 minutes, all 7 Galactic Command outposts had been effectively neutralized. No station could communicate with Command Headquarters or with each other. Their sensors were dark, their defenses down. Not a single alien life had been lost. But the message was clear. "Jump coordinates for return locked in," reported Grace. "Wait," said Darius. He moved to the communication station and opened a channel to the crippled alien station. "Galactic Command," he said clearly. "This is humanity. Consider this our response to Proxima Centauri. We know you've been watching us. You thought you knew what we could do. You were wrong." He paused, letting the words sink in. "Next time, it won't be just your equipment that gets destroyed. Remember that." He cut the transmission. "Now we can go," he told Grace. The stars stretched and snapped once more. The human ships vanished, leaving 7 disabled alien outposts and a very confused Galactic Command behind them. Galactic Command is stunned by humans' unannounced attacks. Part 4. Panic in the Council. The council chamber of Galactic Command was in chaos. Representatives of 17 alien species shouted over each other. Some stood, some floated, some flickered as holograms. All were afraid. High Admiral Zornath of the Vexaries slammed his 4 arms down on the round table, creating a booming sound that silenced the room. "Enough," he roared. His reptilian face was flushed dark purple with rage. "We are the Galactic Command. We have ruled the stars for 10,000 years. We will not panic because of primitive humans." A slender alien with pale blue skin and large silver eyes leaned forward. This was Counselor Pell of the Mizari. "Primitive?" she asked softly. "Is that what you called them when you ordered the attack on their colony, Admiral?" "The same primitives who just disabled 7 of our outposts simultaneously." Murmurs of agreement spread through the chamber. "How did they do it?" asked another counselor. "Our sensors detected nothing. No ships, no energy signatures. Nothing. Then suddenly our stations go dark." High Admiral Zornath's tail lashed angrily behind him. "A lucky strike. Nothing more. Perhaps they found a gap in our defenses. It will be fixed." "A gap at all 7 outposts?" asked Counselor Pell. "At exactly the same time. That's not luck, Admiral. That's planning. That's technology we didn't know they had." At the far end of the table sat a human woman with short brown hair. She wore the gray uniform of Galactic Intelligence. Nobody paid her much attention. She was Intelligence Director Ilara Tom, and that was exactly how she wanted it. For 10 years, Ilara had worked inside Galactic Command. She was a deep-cover agent sent by Earth's most secret intelligence service. Her true mission was known to fewer than 10 people on Earth. Perhaps, she suggested quietly, it wasn't humans at all. All eyes turned to her. "What do you mean, Director Tom?" asked Counselor Pell. Ilara shrugged. "Earth has officially denied any involvement in the attacks. Maybe another species is responsible, one trying to create conflict between humans and the command." High Admiral Zornath snorted. "Who would dare?" "The Draconians have always resented our authority," suggested a small insect-like counselor, "or the wild worlds beyond the outer rim. They have strange technologies we don't understand." Ilara smiled slightly as new arguments broke out. Confusion was spreading exactly as planned. "We must respond with force," shouted High Admiral Zornath. "Crush the humans completely. Show the galaxy what happens to those who defy us." "No," said Counselor Pell. "That's what started this. We attacked them without proper communication. Some on this council advised against that action." "Are you calling me a fool?" growled Zornath, looming over the smaller alien. "I'm calling you reckless," replied Pell. "And I'm not alone." The chamber divided. 7 council members sided with Pell, calling for diplomacy. 8, including Zornath, demanded immediate military action. The remaining 2 abstained. "We will send the Sentinel Fleet," declared Zornath. "Our finest ships, our best warriors. They will find these human attackers and destroy them." "And if they can't be found?" asked Counselor Pell. "If they can truly make themselves invisible to our sensors." "Everything can be found," said Zornath confidently. "Everything can be destroyed." As the meeting ended, Ilara Tom walked quietly down a private corridor. Once alone, she removed a small device from her sleeve and pressed it against the wall. The device bypassed security systems and created a secure connection. "Phase 2 complete," she whispered. "The Council is divided. The Sentinel fleet will be deployed, exactly as we predicted." Commander Wright's voice came through the tiny speaker. "Any suspicion toward you?" "None. They still think I'm one of their most loyal officers. The High Admiral trusts me completely." "Good," said Wright. "Stay in place. Continue feeding them what we want them to know. Captain Jackson's team is ready for Phase 3. Ilara put the device away and straightened her uniform. 10 years of lying. 10 years of living among aliens who saw her people as inferior. It would all be worth it soon. The mighty Galactic Command was beginning to crumble from within, and they still had no idea what humans were truly capable of. Galactic Command is stunned by humans' unannounced attacks. Part 5. The hunt begins. Fleet Commander Xendar stood on the bridge of the Relentless Judgment, the flagship of the Sentinel fleet. He was tall even for a Kreslian, with gray skin and 6 yellow eyes that missed nothing. For 200 years, he had fought for Galactic Command. He had never lost. "Status report," he ordered. His second-in-command, Sub-Commander Frill, approached with a datapad. "The fleet is assembled, Commander. 32 warships, our finest. All crew at battle readiness." Xendar nodded. "The hunt begins. Set course for the human home system." Far away, aboard his phantom ship, Captain Darius Jackson received the news from Ilara Tom. "The Sentinel fleet has launched," she reported. "All 32 ships. Commander Xendar leads them personally." Darius frowned. "Xendar, the war hero." "The very same. He's dangerous, Captain. Brilliant and ruthless." "Then we'll need to be careful," said Darius. He turned to his crew. "The game has changed. They're coming for us now." Grace Norton looked worried. 32 ships. We only have 12. "But they can't see us," said William Carter. "That's still our advantage." Darius nodded. "Exactly. We'll use hit-and-run tactics. Strike and disappear before they can respond." For the next 2 weeks, a dangerous dance played out across multiple star systems. The Sentinel fleet spread out, searching for the human ships. The Phantoms watched them, sometimes passing close enough to touch the alien vessels without being detected. On the 15th day, Darius received new orders from Earth. "We need to test their response times," said Commander Wright through the secure channel. "Hit a fuel depot in the Procyon system, then see how fast they react." The attack went perfectly. The Phantom ships destroyed the fuel depot with precision strikes, then prepared to jump away. But this time, something different happened. "Energy surge," warned Grace. "They're activating some kind of sensor web." A glowing net of energy spread out from the nearest Sentinel ships. For a brief moment, the Phantoms became visible on alien sensors. "They've adapted their technology," said William. "They can see us, but only for a few seconds." "That's all they need," said Darius as alien weapons locked onto them. "Evasive maneuvers. Jump as soon as drives are ready." The Phantoms scattered, racing to escape the energy web. 5 made it out immediately. 4 more jumped seconds later. 2 were hit but managed to escape with damage. Lieutenant Frank Rivera's ship took a direct hit to its jump drive. "I'm hit." His voice came through the comm system. "Jump drive down. Weapons still operational." "Hold on," said Darius. "We're coming back for you." "Negative, Captain," said Frank calmly. "Too risky. More Sentinel ships incoming. I'll keep them busy. Get everyone else out." "Frank." "It's been an honor, sir." Frank's ship turned and flew directly at the approaching Sentinel vessels. His weapons fired continuously, causing damage and confusion. In the chaos, the remaining Phantoms escaped. Frank Rivera became the first acknowledged human casualty of the war. Back on Earth, President Martinez met with her advisors. The mood was somber after learning of Rivera's sacrifice. The Sentinel fleet is adapting faster than we expected, said Commander Wright. They're learning our capabilities. Options? Asked the President. General Harris leaned forward. We have an advantage now. We've shown our strength. We could strike harder, take out their major military bases. Or, said Commander Wright, we could open negotiations from our new position of strength. Some on their council want peace. We need more information, said the President, about their true capabilities and intentions. She looked at the intelligence reports. There's something we're still missing. Why were they so determined to keep us isolated? What are they afraid of? I have an idea about that, said Commander Wright, but it would require our most dangerous mission yet. Tell me, said President Martinez. We need to get inside their headquarters, their central database, find out what they know that we don't. The President considered this. The risk. Extreme, admitted Wright. But Lieutenant Rodriguez stole data from just one ship and discovered they'd been watching us for decades. Imagine what we might learn from their central records. President Martinez stood up and walked to the window. Outside, people went about their lives, unaware of the war being fought among the stars. Prepare the mission, she ordered finally, but choose your team carefully. We're not just fighting for revenge anymore. We need answers. Galactic Command is stunned by humans' unannounced attacks. Part 6. The Infiltration. Intelligence Officer Lisa Donovan checked her equipment one last time. The small team around her did the same. 4 of Earth's best spies, all trained in the most advanced alien technology, all chosen for this nearly impossible mission. Everyone clear on the plan? She asked. 3 heads nodded. They wore modified stealth suits based on the same technology as the Phantom ships. The suits bent light around them, making them nearly invisible. We'll have 45 minutes once inside, said Lisa. The suit's power won't last longer. We get in, download what we can from their central database, and get out. Their small stealth ship approached the massive space station that served as Galactic Command headquarters. Unlike the military outposts they had attacked before, this was the heart of alien government. Thousands of different species lived and worked here. Security was everywhere. Beginning approach, said the pilot, a quiet man named Joe Kelly. Their patrol ships are on standard routes. Gap in coverage in 30 seconds. Lisa took a deep breath. If they were caught, Earth would disavow all knowledge of them. There would be no rescue. Now, said Joe. The stealth ship slipped between 2 patrol routes and attached itself to an outer maintenance hatch of the station. The 4-person team moved quickly through the airlock. Suits active, whispered Lisa. Stay close. Follow the memorized route. They moved through the massive station like ghosts. Aliens of all shapes and sizes walked past them, never sensing their presence. Security scanners blinked green as they passed, fooled by the stealth technology. Level 7 security door ahead, said Sam Cooper, the team's tech specialist. Ready with the bypass. Sam placed a small device on the door panel. Seconds later, the door slid open. No alarm sounded. Beyond the door was the true prize, the central archives of Galactic Command, the collected knowledge of 17 species over thousands of years. 2 guards inside, whispered Peter Grant, the team's security expert. Standard rotation should take them past us in 20 seconds. The guards, tall reptilian aliens with multiple eyes, walked their route. The human team pressed against the wall, barely breathing. The guards passed within inches, never noticing them. Clear, said Peter. 27 minutes of power left. Sam moved quickly to the main terminal. He connected a specialized device designed to copy massive amounts of data in seconds. Beginning download, he said, targeting files related to Earth and human biology first as ordered. Lisa watched the information flowing on her small wrist screen. Thousands of files about Earth, secret observation records, biological studies, and then something unexpected appeared. Wait, she said. Focus on this section. Project Primal Key. Sam redirected the download. The files were heavily encrypted, but snippets could be read. "My God," whispered Lisa as she scanned the information. "They've known about us for over 50,000 years. They've been manipulating our development." "Why?" asked Beth Collins, the fourth team member. Lisa scrolled through more data. "Something about our brains. Our neural patterns. We can interface with something. Something old. Something powerful." "Precursor technology," said Sam, eyes wide. "The legends are true. The race that came before all others left something behind." "And we can use it," said Lisa. "That's why they kept us isolated. They're afraid of what we might do with it." 15 minutes, warned Peter. "We need to move." A file caught Lisa's attention. "Wait, one more thing. Copy this. Security access codes for their entire communication network." The download completed. Sam disconnected the device. "Time to go," said Lisa. They retraced their steps carefully, down corridors, through security checkpoints, past aliens who never knew they were there. They were almost back to their ship when disaster struck. A small alien child, a species they hadn't seen before, pointed directly at Beth. "Look," the child said loudly in its language. "A ghost." Their stealth technology apparently wasn't effective against this species' vision. Security alarms blared instantly. "Run," ordered Lisa. They sprinted for the exit, no longer trying to hide. Energy weapons fired behind them. Beth took a hit to her leg, but kept moving. They reached their ship just as security forces converged. The airlock closed behind them. "Go," Lisa shouted to Joe. The ship detached and accelerated away from the station, its own stealth systems engaging. Behind them, the massive station went to full alert. "Did we make it?" asked Beth through gritted teeth as Sam treated her wound. Galactic Command is stunned by humans' unannounced attacks. Part 7. The Revelation. President Olivia Martinez studied the files retrieved by Lisa Donovan's team. Her advisors sat in silence around the table, waiting for her response. The information was almost too much to believe. "So," she said finally, "they've been watching us for 50,000 years. They've interfered with our development, all to keep us from discovering something they fear." Commander Wright nodded. "The data is clear. Humans have a unique neural pattern. Our brains can interface with technology left by the precursors, the civilization that came before all others. Technology that could shift the balance of power. And a faction within Galactic Command has been working to keep this from the other species," added Lisa Donovan. "Not all of them know the truth." The president made her decision. "It's time to show everyone the truth. Not just about us, but about the corruption within their own leadership." Captain Darius Jackson received the new orders with surprise. A direct approach to their headquarters. "That's bold, Madam President." "Not an attack," she clarified. "A revelation. We'll use the communication codes Lisa's team recovered. We'll broadcast evidence of the conspiracy during their full assembly. Every species will see it at once." 2 days later, all 12 Phantom ships positioned themselves around the Galactic Command headquarters. Inside, representatives from all 17 species gathered for an emergency session to discuss the human threat. High Admiral Zornath stood at the central podium. "The humans have gone too far. They have infiltrated our most secure facility. We must crush them completely." Councillor Pell and her supporters disagreed. "We still don't understand their capabilities. We should attempt communication before further military action." Intelligence Director Ilara Tom, still undercover, watched the debate from her seat. She checked her hidden communicator. The human fleet was in position. Suddenly, all screens in the chamber changed. The face of President Olivia Martinez appeared before the stunned alien assembly. "Representatives of Galactic Command," she said calmly. "I am President Olivia Martinez of Earth. We have monitored your emergency session and feel it's time we spoke directly." High Admiral Zornath roared in anger. "How dare you invade our communications? Security, cut this transmission." "They can't," said President Martinez. "Just as they can't detect our ships surrounding your station right now." Gasps echoed through the chamber. "But we haven't come to threaten you," continued the president. "We've come to reveal the truth about why certain members of your leadership have worked so hard to keep Earth isolated." The screens changed to show the files recovered from the central database, evidence of the 50,000-year monitoring of Earth, proof that humans could operate precursor technology that other species could not. "A faction within your command has kept this secret even from you," said President Martinez. "They feared what would happen if humans joined the galactic community, if we gained access to this technology." The chamber erupted in chaos. Species turned on each other. Accusations flew. High Admiral Zornath drew a weapon. "Lies," he shouted. "Human deception." Counselor Pell stood firm. "The data comes from our own archives, Admiral. This is our coding, our encryption. You can't deny it." Outside, one of the Sentinel fleet ships fired on the Phantom carrying Captain Jackson. The stealth technology partially failed. The ship became visible to all. "We're under attack," reported William Carter. "Defensive maneuvers only," ordered Darius. "No return fire unless absolutely necessary." As the battle began outside, civil war erupted within the station. Those loyal to Admiral Zornath fought against those who believed the human evidence. In the chaos, emergency systems failed. Life support began to shut down in civilian sections of the station. Captain Jackson made a difficult decision. There are innocent people on that station. Families. Children. We can't let them die because of politics. "What are you suggesting?" asked Grace Norton. "We help evacuate them," said Darius. "Show them who we really are." The Phantom ships decloaked completely. To the shock of all aliens, they moved to emergency docking ports and began evacuating civilians from the damaged sections of the station. Alien children, elders, and non-combatants found themselves guided to safety by the very humans they had been taught to fear. One small alien child looked up at Darius as he helped her aboard. "Why are you helping us?" "We hurt your people." Darius knelt to meet her eyes. "Because that's what humans do. We protect those who need protection, even if they're different from us." As the evacuation continued, word spread throughout the station. The humans were saving lives while their own leaders fought each other. The revelation had begun, not just of secrets buried in databases, but of who humans truly were. Galactic Command is stunned by humans' unannounced attacks. Part 8. A New Order. 6 months after the human revelation at Galactic Command headquarters, the galaxy was a different place. The old power structure had collapsed completely. High Admiral Zornath and his closest allies had been arrested by their own people. The conspiracy to keep humans isolated had been fully exposed. In the large meeting hall of what was once Galactic Command, representatives from 23 species gathered. The original 17 had been joined by 6 more, including humans. President Olivia Martinez stood at the center of the hall. She looked out at the diverse gathering. Beings of all shapes, sizes, and forms united by a desire for a better future. "Today marks the beginning of the Interstellar Cooperative," she said. "Not a command structure where some rule over others, but a true partnership among equals." Admiral Alan Wright, recently promoted after Commander Wright's retirement, sat with the Earth delegation. Beside him were representatives from the Mizari, the Kreslian, and other species who had chosen to ally with humans. Counselor Pell, now serving as temporary leader of the Transition Council, spoke next. "The old ways failed us. Secrecy and fear led to conflict. We have learned that humans are not to be feared, but valued for their unique perspective." On a nearby observation deck, Captain Darius Jackson watched the proceedings with his team. Grace Norton wiped tears from her eyes. "Hard to believe it's really happening," she said. 6 months ago, they were trying to destroy us." "People can change," said Darius. "Even alien people." William Carter shook his head in amazement. "All because we showed mercy when we could have taken revenge." The evacuation of civilians during the conflict had changed everything. Stories spread throughout the galaxy of humans risking their lives to save alien children. The feared enemy had turned out to be potential saviors. President Martinez continued her speech. Earth brings two gifts to this new partnership. First, we offer the stealth technology that gave us our edge. It will be shared among all members as a defensive resource, ensuring no single species can dominate others through force. Murmurs of approval filled the hall. Second, we offer our unique ability to interface with the precursor technology, not to control it for ourselves, but to unlock its benefits for all. Dr. Kevin Phillips stood at a side entrance with a team of scientists, a mix of humans and aliens. For months, they had been studying the ancient devices left by the mysterious precursors, devices that only human neural patterns could fully activate. "The first discovery is already changing lives," said President Martinez. "A medical technology that can heal injuries and cure diseases across all our different biologies. And there is much more to come." The newly formed Interstellar Cooperative unanimously approved the partnership agreement. Centuries of isolation had ended. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not through domination, but through a combination of strength and compassion. 1 month later, Admiral Wright visited the spaceport where a special mission was preparing to launch. The ship was larger than the original Phantoms, designed for long-term exploration beyond known space. Captain Jackson greeted him at the boarding ramp. "All systems ready, Admiral." "The crew is excited." "I bet they are," said Admiral Wright. "First joint human-alien exploration mission, going beyond any mapped sector." He handed Darius a small package. "A gift from Lieutenant Rodriguez. She said you'd know what it means." Inside was a small Earth flag with a note. "Show them who we really are." The exploration ship carried representatives from 8 different species, including 3 who had once been enemies. Scientists, diplomats, and adventurers united in curiosity about what lay beyond. As the ship prepared for its first jump, Darius looked at his diverse crew. Humans working side by side with beings who looked nothing like them, but shared the same thirst for discovery. "Ready for jump," called Grace from her station. "Let's go," said Darius. The stars stretched and disappeared. The ship vanished into the unknown, carrying with it the hope of a new era, one where humanity's greatest strength turned out not to be its stealth technology or its fighting prowess, but its ability to turn enemies into friends through a balance of strength and mercy. A concept that had been entirely foreign to the old Galactic Command, but would become the foundation of everything that followed.